What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Basara 3! Alright, so we've joined up with the Western Army, officially. And Ieyasu seems kind of salty about it, although, why didn't you just jump on that first? Why didn't you just make a pact with us? And he's going to defeat Yukimura, which, again, is no surprise. As much as that must be a slap in the face, considering, you know, he's trying to uphold the Takeda way and everything. But he's just gonna join us anyway. And then Hirotsuna, affectionately known as the Tiger Guy.
Why is this all so
he's another one of those random non-playable generals, and he was easily defeated by Kenshin.
The last time we were both under Hideyoshi's command, back at the siege of Odawara. It's been quite a long time since I've dredged up those old memories.
You're making it seem like it was so long ago. Like, Hideyoshi literally just died a negligible time ago in terms of Basara's story. And I suppose that makes sense, considering that, you know, Magoichi and Mitsunari would have both been under Hideyoshi in context of the story in Basara, if that was the case, so they would have known each other back then. But we know, in terms of real history, that would have been impossible, considering when the Saika faction was reportedly wiped out, although we can't. A lot of that is fictitious and unverifiable.
What you try, you will not
So we actually have 3 different battles we can pick from here. We're going to avoid the Venerable Tenkei and Hideaki Kobayakawa for now, because I don't think that stage is particularly interesting, although we will probably show it off eventually. We already fought them at Sekigahara, so I'm not terribly worried about showing them off again if I don't have to. I want to show off the new characters if I have the choice. So we're going to go over here and fight the random desert general who is non-playable, who I will talk about. And also there, during that exchange, you kind of get a vibe for what I was talking about in terms of Magoichi from a story perspective. I really don't prefer her to pick the Western Army, because as you can see, you know, she just replied with ... as opposed to a witty exchange with Yoshitsugu there.
The desert hides me from my enemies.
So here's Haruhisa Amago, who is a sand ninja, apparently, which would be an incredibly cool... Okay, Gaara. Yeah, it's Gaara. I'm not even a Naruto fan, and I made that reference. But he is not voiced by Liam O'Brien. Ieyasu is voiced by Liam O'Brien, which makes him the superior character. But anyway, yeah, so he actually spawns in on his map almost immediately here at the beginning. But as you can see, we don't control any of the command posts yet, so we're going to have to go around the map and control those, take his stars away from him, and kind of knock him down to size a little bit. Which will be easier than... it'll be easier than we think it is. I think his swordplay is actually just a clone of Kojiro, if I'm not mistaken, although I will verify that on closer examination. He does have the ability to, you know, disappear in the sand and come out afterward, so we got to capture all of his command posts there in order to actually weaken him down to size and convince him to go back into the a place where we can fight him conveniently. As you can see, the map is kind of shrouded in the sandstorm there, so we can't make out fine details of anything. So that might be a challenge going into this map. So the enemies over here are really interesting as well. They don't really have your conventional katanas. They always have like what looks like scimitar-like weapons, which is interesting and definitely better than the way that Devil Kings did it, with all like the random different types of enemies. So I want to demonstrate the machine gun really quick here. So a basic combo that I do with it is, again, transition into the shotgun attack like that, and then use the grenades to give me some distance like so, and then transition to the machine gun to pick off the enemy from afar once I've dealt the damage and increased the distance between me and that enemy. So you'll see me use the pistol, the shotgun, the grenades, and the machine gun in that order, in tandem, quite a bit, and it just makes for some of the most entertaining and awesome combat sandbox in this entire game, and I absolutely love it. Other than that, the machine gun's raw power is not all that good, and obviously we know that amongst all the other ridiculous and historically inaccurate things in Basara, Magoichi Saika having a fully automatic rifle is also completely ridiculous, because we know that magazine-fed automatic rifles did not exist for several hundred years. So, yeah, that could not have happened. But that's fine.
Only we can get this done.
Whether or not automatics could have existed back then in any degree is debatable, because you probably could have had some kind of crank weapon, similar to, you know, a more realistic version of Lady Nohime's Gatling gun. But, you know, even so, such a thing did not exist, again, until hundreds of years later. So another really cool thing about the machine gun is its aerial attack, as you saw there, where she spins around upside down, shooting the gun downwards. I don't like that as much as the aerial shotgun attack, but it still is pretty nice.
The air reeks of dirt and blood.
So we're gonna try to keep avoiding Amago there until we've captured a majority of the CPs. And then we will reshift our focus on him. So there's another demonstration of the machine gun in the air. So again, another key thing to remember about Magoichi, if you've never played as her before, and I don't know how well I've explained this up until now, so I'll go over it again, is the fact that when you if you look at her command list and you press one of the buttons that's required to use one of her guns, you then have that gun equipped. So your regular square button attacks, your regular attack combo, is going to be using that weapon. So as you can see, I have the shotgun in my hand right now. So if I hit square, I would fire the shotgun normally. You saw me use the triangle button there to do that forward lunge. That forward lunge not only is an attack on its own, but it also re-equips the pistol. So I did that in order to transition back to the pistol. So again, if I were to stand still and hit, actually I hit, you know, obviously R1 and triangle there to transition to the machine gun. Now that I have the machine gun in my hand, I can hit square, and she will do the crouching and aiming position, which the only downside about that is you can't move while she does that. And, you know, it seems like it would be a huge drawback, especially compared to the pistol, where you can kind of walk and shoot at the same time. But they all have their trade-offs.
So, what did you think of our attack?
And honestly, it does work well for Magoichi's behavior, her moveset. Everything works out really well. And obviously, if you do the aerial heavy attack, it's still where she drops to the ground and blasts the ground with her rocket launcher, which is still really cool. As much as you would be likely to not only break your weapon, but also kill yourself doing that in real life. But we will not apply logic to Basara. So a little bit about Amago. He actually, I had to do some research on him. Pretty much the only historical significance I could find on him. That was a pretty cool, that was a pretty slick exchange there. The only historical information I could find on him is that he was a, you know, important political figure in Shigoku, I believe, and he was killed in battle by Mori, I believe. So he was sort of a rival character to Mori. And that's about all I can find as far as the context of Basara goes. He never appears in any anime or anything, and he's a non-playable character as far as the story goes. Looks like we found your castle. Okay, so assuming we go there, he's probably going to be helpless at that point, so we probably have him right where we want him. So hopefully you guys had a chance to check out Awesome Games Done Quick 2018. I know I certainly did. I've been a big GDQ supporter ever since 2014. I absolutely love the event, and I saw some really incredible things. Hopefully I'll be talking about those things in my uploads this weekend. I did not do any uploads earlier this weekend because, frankly, there was no point. Not only would no one be watching while GDQ is going on, but I couldn't in my right mind condone somebody watch somebody else's Let's Plays, yet alone my own, when GDQ is going on. Like, do not watch them. Watch that instead. That's far more important. It's to for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and it's also freaking incredible on top of that. So, priorities. So I took the opportunity to do a couple of commentaries in advance, just so I had some stuff to upload here on Sunday. Okay, so I can confirm that Hirohisa Amago is actually not a Kojiro clone. He does have his own moveset. It's just not terribly interesting. He just kind of swings his katana at you. There's not a whole lot I can really speak to about it when we can't play as him. We're not going to give him much of an opportunity to use his moves or anything. But anyway, there definitely was a lack of appearance of Muso games at GDQ events and speedruns of Muso games in general, which is understandable considering there's only so much optimization you can do. And when do you really consider the game to be completed? I feel like one of the best Muso speed games would be Fate Extella. I would love to see a speedrun of Fate Extella. I might even try to make that myself. I'd also love to speedrun the first Gungrave, because I know it's possible and I've already thought of some optimizations myself. So who knows, maybe I'll start like a monthly or weekly stream or whatever where I speedrun Gungrave and try to get my personal best as low as possible. Would anyone like to see that? Let me know if you would be interested in watching me stream the Gungrave speedrun. So the other thing I wanted to mention is here we are, episode 20. We're 20 videos into Basara 3, and we're only halfway there. That's right, we have another 20 videos to go before we're through. So that should be a good thing for you guys that are enjoying Basara, and I certainly appreciate the engagement as always. But we still have a long way to go. We still have half of Makoichi's campaign, and then another 2 characters after that to round things off. So I think this was pretty much the perfect length. But I really want to increase my upload frequency, because if I did one video a week for 40 weeks, then it would take me almost an entire year to finish one game, so I definitely need to push that upload frequency up a little bit and upload throughout the week a little bit more. Let me know if you guys would like to see that.
How are you?
Not unwell.
What of the pact with Motochika?
Nothing to fear. Everything is as planned.
For me as well, my friend. All the pawns are in place, and they are all positioned to strike. The Oracle, the Demon Queen, Kanbei, and if I were to include the Sea Devil... It's quite an impressive menagerie.
Such wild beasts. Be delicate and take care when taming them.
Be delicate, you say? Who is Tenkai who sides with Hideaki? I feel this man poses a dangerous threat. If we're not careful, he could destroy us all.
It's unlike you to fear such a thing. I'll take my leave.
Safe travels, my friend.